Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. Welcome to Speak Your Mind TV against corruption in Jamaica.
Big up on yourself, TikTok. Me I take you to one political clinic right now. Listen to Andrew.
When it comes to 15-year-old fiscal discipline, PNP, you are not the father.
Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna take you to Exhibit A. This article was written by a politician. This is a laborite. Jamaica debunking the myths about the 1980s under Edward Seaga. Now, two things you need to pay attention to. You see right here, so in the 1980s when Edward Seaga came to power, the Jamaica debt to GDP was 63%. Isn't that what we're trying to get back to right now? So we can have growth in the economy? Mark that down. The debt ballooned to 262% of GDP in the 1989, which represents an increase of 315.8% in Jamaica's indebtedness over the 9-year period of the JLP Seaga administration. Jamaica, remember say in 1989 that market date. Pay attention to the same article right here, so ladies and gentlemen. Pay close attention. It says that Seaga, he seized on a distraction of the political crisis in Grenada, right here, so, called a snap election in 1983. Last time I checked, 1983 is before 1989. The PNP did not contest, so the JLP had all 60 seats in Parliament and 21 in the Senate. So Seaga had total control in 1983 with 60 seats in the Parliament, no opposition, and 21 seats in the Senate, ladies and gentlemen. Now, with that power, this is what he did. He took the debt to GDP that PNP gave him, right, from 63%, where we are trying to get back to 262% in 1989. That is 5 years after 1983. It is a 9-year period for who? The JLP Seaga administration. This man had total control and he increased the debt to GDP to 315.8%. This is the highest the debt to GDP has ever been in the history of Jamaica. So me don't want a lab rat come over here, so we are giving no facts and evidence. Go away, Andrew only says a liar. I'm not afraid to say that to lie. You don't have no shame. You come in a parliament after Julian Robinson destroying a parliament, and I come put up video on your Blows and Skirt TikTok page, and I come lie to the people and boy. Watch, listen to him. Listen to him.
When it comes to 15-year-old fiscal discipline, PNP, you are not the father.
See there? 1 day ago, Andrew always put this up on his page. All lied.
Your name call, but it is another Golding that is the father.
So Andrew always want to suggest, ladies and gentlemen, that Bruce Golding, you know, out of all of the Golding them, in could have called, is the father for fiscal discipline and fiscal prudence. Well, let me show you something. And gentlemen, look on the screen. This is the IMF official website. It says IMF lending case study for Jamaica. What does it say here, ladies and gentlemen? Since Andrew is talk about Bruce Golding as the father, after a debt exchange in 2010 and yet another IMF support program that went off track in 2011, which Prime Minister, who was the Prime Minister in 2011? So TikTok, see it there? 2011, Jamaica had 2 prime ministers due to leadership transition. Bruce Golding served until his resignation in October 2011. Andrew Honest was the sworn in on October 24, 2011 to become the youngest prime minister in the country's history. So ladies and gentlemen, when you go back to the article for the IMF, Andrew Honest's government was the one that was in power at the time. They are the ones that the IMF is talking about Zine, and we're going to go back to it. Them need to stop it and stop telling people lies and tell the people the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Me go back to it. See there? In 2011, what happened in 2011? The IMF support program went off track. The country was on the verge of what? Economic meltdown with no access to the international capital market. Jamaica once again turned to the IMF in when? Spring of 2013. Let's go and see who was the Prime Minister in 2013. The Prime Minister of Jamaica in 2013 was Portia Lucretia Simsimila. Ladies and gentlemen, the PNP took over, went on their knees, and the IMF gave Jamaica another chance. And the PNP was the one that helped us to come back on our feet from what the JLP did in 2010. Let's go back to this article again. Once again, the Jamaica turned to who? The IMF. After we were locked out, we didn't have what? There was an economic meltdown with no access to the international capital market. See there, right there, sir? Look on the screen. Me I teach you today. You don't come to me with the foolishness of Andrew when it's attack and I tell you live on TV. Me I burn him out of their own business. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. What does this say? It goes on to say that with its preceding weak track record, right? It preceding, that was before Andrew Honest and Golding. You see him Golding and Andrew Honest a chat about that, so. He not have no shame. Listen to him. Listen to him.
The name call, but it is another Golding that is the father.
That is a lie. That is a bold-faced lie, Jamaica. Me I tell her that right now on TikTok, no tag me if I don't feel like I done business. Evidence me I bring right there, so. That is a damn lie. With its preceding what? Weak track record of reform, significant budget financing from international and developing partners was less forthcoming. Jamaica needed a second debt exchange and a primary surplus of what? 7.5% of GDP to help stabilize the economy and address a long-standing structural challenge. This is why the Jamaica government had to go to the NHT temporarily to get this surplus of 7.5% GDP so they could pass the IMF test. And Andrew Honest come now and abuse the NHT afterwards. The public said enough is enough. The Economic Program Oversight Committee was formed so that stakeholders from the private sector unions, government and academia, and the media could come together to hold the government accountable for its reform commitments and fiscal discipline under the reform program. With that, as I described by Finance Minister Nigel Clark, what began as the IMF program became Jamaica's program for IMF support. So, the People's National Party did this, and I'm going to take it further. This is Miss Christine Lagarde, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to this.
Responded to concerns about the slide in the value of the Jamaican dollar.
Well, I think you have to look back to where we were a year ago, where growth was collapsing, employment was going up, where reserves were running out, and where Jamaica was bleeding its reserves in order to support a currency that was clearly overvalued.
Jamaica, you hear that? Growth was collapsing, unemployment was increasing rapidly, and the reserves were depleted to zero. That's what the Jamaica Labour Party left us. This is Miss Lagarde. This was June, see there? June 27th, 2014. The PNP under Miss Portia Simsimila came and did the dirty work to get back Jamaica on track. After this video, I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. I want to just play that video and show them. We are destroy all lies from Andrew Honest.
So as a result of that, and to give all levers to the Jamaican authorities, I'm talking here about the Finance Minister and the Governor of Central Bank, it was necessary to determine a devaluation of the currency so that it could be at the right level of appreciation. It was clearly overappreciated. But there are other major reforms that are on the must-do list.
Listen to this.
Including improving the collection of taxes so that there is no evasion
All right.
and there is collection.
Don't talk.
I want the labor right them come down for me, because not always I come down, I go forever speak. So me want to know, if I am driving in my private car that I am paying insurance and license for, me can't eat a cash or a peanut or my favorite bun and cheese and drink my water. Me I get a ticket and lose 2 points off of my license. Me never hear them as something nowhere in the world. Not even in the first world country, people free for eating in their car. Want to do not throw the garbage out on the street. That is a ticket. And you are going to tell me, if I am not driving fast, then I can get a ticket or lose a point. Uno fi go. Uno fi go. Uno a frig up the country. Me never hear them rules and nowhere yet. I never heard of these rules. You can't eat in your own car. And you go tell me, say, if my car stop, my engine cannot run. What if you have a starter problem? What if you have a transmission problem where you know it take a while to start? You go tell me, say, all those rules you can't? Man, no for go no. I go on for go here.
To my attention.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir.
They are trying to spread this argument that the only thing we are campaigning on is corruption. It is not true. It is not true. It is true that corruption is a part. We are born a fire upon corruption. That is true. But it's not the only thing that we are campaigning on. And I am putting it to you that the people who are saying we should not campaign on corruption are more a part of the problem than the solution. Because corruption robs opportunity. When the government corruptly takes away the money from the people, it does not leave that money to buy one extra bed to put down at the hospital. It does not leave that money to buy extra chairs and desks put in at the classroom so that your picnic can learn. It does not leave that money to ensure that the roads that you drive on, you don't have to service your car every week and your front end and leak out. It ensures that you can have water in your pipes. When the government takes away that money, it's not there to do that. And so we are against corruption. And we're not making any apologies for it. The country cannot continue like this. No other country in the world would have a leader that his statutory declaration cannot be certified. No other country in the world. I'm watching a video with an African leader who tell them, say, if them don't declare, them have to pack up and leave. And in Jamaica, they want to convince us. Oh, so much stopping upon us. In Jamaica, they want to convince us that we shouldn't have a problem with the Prime Minister not being certified. And I hear some of them want to make the election about who wear fitted jeans, who wear Clarks, who wear this and who wear that. Look here. Is that the relationship nobody are looking, you know? A leader we are looking for. Leader we're looking for. And the qualities of a leader are not those things, you know, what color Clarks you want to wear, whether you wear Clarks, yes or no. A leader we want, the country wants leadership. We want a leader who can recognize that going around the country to put up balloon, to cut ribbon for one house does not solve the housing situation that is in the country. We want a leader that understands that you have to go beyond that to solve the housing problem and the housing crisis that is in the country.
The Jamaican the British couldn't kill, so they called him insane. The British knew if they killed him, they would create a martyr. So they did something worse. They had him declared insane. His name was Alexander Bedward, and he is the missing chapter of Caribbean history. Born around 1848 near present-day Matilda's Corner, then part of the Hope Plantation in St. Andrew, Bedward worked the Mona estate as a young man then sailed to Panama to work on construction of the Panama Canal. There, he watched white American workers get paid in gold for the same work that black workers got paid in silver for. He returned to Jamaica in 1885 a changed man. In October 1891, he resigned from the Mona estate and launched a healing ministry on the banks of the Hope River in August Town. He told his followers that the river water, blessed by him, became a conduit for healing, rebirth, and visits to the spirit world. Thousands came on foot, by cart, by tramcar. By the height of the movement, the Jamaica Native Baptist Free Church had grown into 125 congregations across Jamaica, Cuba, and Central America, with around 30,000 followers. His stone-built church on the river was 91 feet long, 61 feet wide, and 24 feet high. But Bedward was not just baptizing, he was preaching black power. He told his followers there is a white wall and a black wall, and the black wall has become bigger than the white. In 1895, the colonial state charged him with sedition. After a one-day trial, the jury found him not guilty by reason of insanity, and he was sent to an asylum. His lawyer secured his release within a month, but the seed was planted. In the 1930s, Bedwardites and Garveyites transformed Bedward's movement into what became Rastafari. Every reggae song you have ever heard was built on his river. Which forgotten Jamaican prophet should I tell next?
I swear to God, I'm tired of this. I'm tired. I make everybody know. Me don't like we are going in Jamaica. Me don't like it. Me don't like it precious we are going in Jamaica. Too much. Look how long. Sita. Me not lie to you. Look how long this step on my window. And you're going to tell me, say, me get $10,000. I think it's just with this step on my window. I'm going to talk about, say, more S-line. Driving, operating motor vehicle while using specific electronic device while driving. Me dey on the spur tree. Me window them down in a hot. And me not have no AC in my car. None me not have. Right? Me not use the phone. The phone itch up right in the corner there, so me drive on Nissan Note. And the phone can't basically put nowhere else. And me always use this. I don't watch time police stop me and not tell me nothing about this. I say nothing about this. Right? And you give me one $10,000 ticket and me tell you when me a pass through and yet still you don't have no leniency. For the spiritual in a night. You see me tell you say me I go through hell and problem. And yet still give me a ticket same way. For the spiritual. For the spiritual you come down and me I take time and I drive me never see. I am going to talk about in a S-line and in a corner right over there, so. What you mean? Look how long me put me always obviously is sitting over there, so what you mean? Say supposed to there me can't bother with the rules and regulation here, so I swear to God, hurry up and come. Sure, me tired. Oh God, I swear. I'm freaking there people and then signals happen. A peer problem. You're gonna tell me say me can't just get one little time off. You're gonna give me $10,000 to get the fuck me to get $10,000 from. And I be alone and me an orphan. Fuck! I'm tired of this man. I swear to God. Me just get paid. Me have to do how much people have to pay how much bills for the regular. You're gonna tell me say this me I draw this man. I would deliberately and do for smite a company road and I give people unnecessary ticket. Unnecessary ticket to not give people. It's not make no sense. We can't say if somebody is sick or something, you can't even you want to take something, you want to drink something, you can't eat nothing. Really? And you're gonna, I swear to God, me rather park the car. Me rather park it. Because me just talk about to myself earlier that this, me have to continuously go through this all fucking car. And yet still, me I try to keep you up and you try to put more pressure on me. Andrew Wallace, I swear to God, you're not a mess right now. You're not trying to protect nobody. You're not trying to, you just support people outside. And Jamaica, you not see nowhere. Tired. I'm tired now, who do know? Me have to cry. Me feel so me can't believe. Me a try to ease certain issues and stress off of me head. I mean not even touch the phone and drive me and drive no for the first part of my half my spiritual you come down. Thinking me not touch the phone. The phone in the corner right now so. I don't give me $10 me to get $10,000 from. You think me I want that woman there when no kind of man have evil? I try now that make it worse. Oh God, me can't bother. No man. No. I swear. Me can't bother with this. Me can't bother this right on the spur tree. I just have my phone in the corner right now so just right now me use this. Just this me use. Are you gonna tell me say Constable Evans J. Constable Evans J. Anyway, me feel bad. Me fling out the sit out and they're gonna talk about me, they're gonna charge me for littering. Just because they're ready to arrest me. God, I tell you no. You see, if you want to know no support system, you're rough in a man. You're rough in a, you're trying now. And you're trying now. If you're going to do something illegal, a problem, you know. If you do something illegal, a problem. But, God, Jesus, mercy on us, Lord God. But this hurts, dear God. Have mercy on us, dear Father God Almighty. We have to go walk by my face when we know they're done with me, dear Jesus. When they mash up the one away and send the one away in a crib. Because like this hurt me. It's simple as a thing. It's simple as a thing.
A 64-year-old Jamaican pastor, Junior Alves, has reportedly been transferred from the United States to the African nation of Eswatini under the U.S. Third Country Nationals program. Alves, who says he lived in the U.S. for 44 years and was protected under a Convention Against Torture designation, told the Jamaica Observer that he was detained by immigration officers in January and later flown to Eswatini despite believing he could not legally be returned there. Speaking from a maximum security prison, he described the experience as traumatic and said he was taken to a country where he has no family or personal ties. Alves hopes to eventually return to Jamaica, where he has one surviving sister, while continuing to challenge his situation. His case follows that of another Jamaican, Orville Itoria, who was also sent to Eswatini before later being assisted back to Jamaica. Jamaica's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has not yet publicly commented on Alves' case.
Listen to the end.
Migrants not back to their home countries, but to completely different countries. So here's what's actually happening. The Trump administration is expanding something called third country deportations. Instead of sending someone back to their home country, the United States sends them to a random country. Anybody willing to take them. Why? Because these are people who have deportation orders, but can't legally be sent to their home country because they have something called withholding of removal, or Convention Against Torture, which means that their life is in danger if they go home. A judge has already decided that. So Trump's solution? Send them somewhere else and let that third country deal with it. The United States is cutting deals with countries like Cameroon, Rwanda, Equatorial Guinea, South Sudan. And what is the United States offering? Money. Sanctions relief, perhaps? Even upgrading their international reputation by telling U.S. citizens that it's safe to go travel. So in plain English, take our deportees and we're going to reward you. Only 1 out of 6 people who are being sent. The United States is now deporting migrants not back to their home countries, but to completely different countries. So here's what's actually happening. The Trump administration is expanding something called third country deportations. Instead of sending someone back to their home country, the United States sends them to a random country. Anybody willing to take them. Why? Because these are people who have deportation orders, but can't legally be sent to their home country because they have something called withholding of removal, or Convention Against Torture, which means that their life is in danger if they go home. A judge has already decided that. So Trump's solution? Send them somewhere else and let that third country deal with it. The United States is cutting deals with countries like Cameroon, Rwanda, Equatorial Guinea, South Sudan. And what is the United States offering? Money. Sanctions relief, perhaps? Even upgrading their international reputation by telling U.S. citizens that it's safe to go travel.
So, criminal conjure hopeless and the thief in jail party. Not only are rob Jamaica right in front of them face, but them are extort with worse than the damn them where extort the business people them down a town.